Okay, welcome to Obscure Depths. We're picking Week 10 ATS NFL. Week 10 ATS NFL. Jacksonville hosting Indianapolis. Jags are 3.5-point dogs at home. This is the Thursday game. Who likes home team underdogs? I know a lot of people do, but let's remember that this was one of Andrew Luck's first losses as a pro, and he lost it at home, so he is going to be ready to avenge that loss. So I think they are going to go on the road and beat Jacksonville. So I'm going to take Indianapolis minus 3.5. The Giants are at Cincinnati. Cincinnati, 4.5-point dogs at home. Another home team dog. I like the Giants in this one. You know, they've taken a little bit of a step back, and this seems like one of those games that they might struggle in for some reason, just because they don't like to win games where the ones that they're supposed to. That being said, I am going to take the Giants minus the 4.5. Not crazy about it, so it's not a lock, but I am going to take the Giants. Denver at Carolina. Carolina, 4.5-point dogs at home. Another home team dog. Interesting. I really don't know what to think about this game. You know, it seems like a slam dunk for Denver, but you know, Carolina's had some fight in them last week. Granted, they played the Redskins last week, and the Redskins are very lacking defensively. But I think this game is going to be closer than 4.5. So I'm going to take Carolina plus 4.5. San Diego at Tampa. Tampa is 3.5-point favorites at home. Sorry about that. I usually turn that off before we start. Tampa's 3.5-point favorites at home. I like Tampa in this one. Their defense is way too good. San Diego, it's a noon game. They don't travel well. Maybe Phillip Rivers and Norv Turner will get fired after this one. So Tampa, minus 3.5. Atlanta at New Orleans. The Saints, another home team dog, 3.5 points. This will be an interesting matchup. Oh, geez. You know, the Saints are doing a lot of good things. With Sproles likely still out for the Saints, so I'm going to take Atlanta in this one. So I'm going to take Atlanta minus 3.5 on the road. I know Atlanta's probably not going to go undefeated, but this isn't going to be their first loss. Buffalo at New England. New England is 11.5-point favorites at home. It's a lot of points. I just can't do it. Even though it's in New England, I can't do it. I'm going to take Buffalo plus 3.5. I love it. Buffalo plus 11.5. Excuse me. That's just way too many points for an NFL game. Buffalo did get blown out last time they played, and they're going to remember that, and there's going to be some fight in this game. Oakland at Baltimore. Baltimore is 7.5-point favorites at home. Wow, that's a lot of disrespect for my Raiders, I think. You know, I know they got beat last week to Tampa, but I'm surprised this is kind of that big of a spread, so I'm going to take Oakland in this one. Oakland plus 7.5 on the road. I like it. It's a noon game. Say what you want about those teams traveling west. I know I just dogged San Diego. Those teams traveling east. I know I just dogged San Diego, but I like the Raiders to stay within a touchdown this game. Yeah, no problem. I'll take Raiders plus 7.5. That Baltimore defense is old. Raiders got some young, exciting receivers. I know McFadden's hurt, but Reese and Twan Jones are ready to go. So give me Oakland plus 7.5. Denver. Detroit at Minnesota. Minnesota 2.5-point dogs at home. Minnesota did not look very good in Seattle. They didn't get blown out. They had some fight in them. I think this is going to be a very close game. That being said, I am going to take Detroit. I'll take Detroit minus 2.5. I think Peterson's going to have a good game, but I think Stafford and Calvin Johnson are going to have an even better game. So I'm going to take Detroit by a field goal on this one, definitely. Tennessee at Miami. Miami 6.5-point favorites at home. I like the Dolphins this year. I really, really do. That is a lot of points. But I think I'm going to take it. I'll take the Dolphins minus 6.5. They will contain Chris Johnson. There's no way Chris Johnson's going to have more than 50 yards in this game. I know he had 100 and whatever against Chicago, but let's remember 80 of that was on one play in the fourth quarter against who knows who was out there for the Chicago D. The Jets at Seattle. Oh, does anybody care about this game? I mean, the Jets are terrible. Seattle's kind of young, kind of exciting, but whatever. The Seattle Seahawks are 6.5-point favorites in this one. It seems like a lot of points, but I think I'm going to take it. I like Seattle minus 6.5. I just don't know about the Jets in that atmosphere. I'll take Seattle minus 6.5. I can't believe I'm doing that, but I'll take it. Dallas at Philadelphia. Philadelphia is 2.5-point favorites at home. Dallas has to win this game, right? Both these teams are not very good right now, but I think Dallas is just slightly better. So I'm going to take Dallas plus the 2.5 on the road. Philly only scoring 13 points against the very bad New Orleans defense concerns me. That's the main reason I'm going to take Dallas in this game. Michael Vick's going to have some DeMarcus Ware in his face all day. So yeah, I like fumbles. I mean, both quarterbacks are going to turn the ball over in this game, but I like the fumbling Vick to lose this game to the interception-prone Romo. So there you go. St. Louis at San Francisco. San Francisco 11.5-point favorites. 11.5 points again, really. I know they're the home team, but I'm going to take St. Louis in this game. Almost any time the spread is plus 10.5, I'm going to take the points. I mean, unless it's Kansas City at Houston or something like that. I don't know. But St. Louis, I'm going to take St. Louis plus an 11.5. They can hang with San Francisco. These two teams know each other. You can bet St. Louis is going to be ready after a bye week. And I know San Fran just had a bye week too, but you can bet St. Louis is going to be ready to challenge this defense. Okay, here's the big one. Houston at Chicago. Chicago early 1.5 favorites. We are going to see what the Chicago Bears are made out of this week and next week as they play San Fran next week. I think they go on the road to play San Fran next week. But anyway, Houston at Chicago. What a Sunday night game this is going to be. I am going to take Houston in this game. That's Houston plus 1.5. That's basically a pick 'em, whatever you want to say. I think Houston's just a well-rounded team. I think the Chicago defense is probably a little bit better than the Houston defense at this point, but the Houston offense is certainly better than the Chicago offense. Chicago has its weapons, but Houston is going to control Marshall. They're going to be on Forte. And it's going to be a close game. I don't think Houston's going to blow them out, but it's going to be Houston that's going to prevail in this one. Pittsburgh hosting Kansas City, 12.5-point favorites. Oh, do I stick with my golden rule that I just said and take the points, KC and the points in this game? I just don't think I can. I mean, I don't think San Diego's a very good team, and they destroyed KC last week. Now KC is going to Pittsburgh. Who knows who the KC quarterback is going to be, if it's Quinn or Castle. It doesn't matter. Pittsburgh's going to win this game 30-7. It's going to be an ugly Monday night game. Sorry if you look forward to the Monday night game every week and have to watch this, but Pittsburgh is going to trounce. So Pittsburgh minus 12.5. This has been Obscure Depths. We are a division of Metal Fraker Productions. That's METALFRAKER. Thank you for listening or watching, and I hope you have another good weekend. I was 10-4 last week against the spread, so if you're doubting me, take that to the bank. I'm also above 500 on the year at 73-57-3. So if you're doubting me, bet against me. I don't really care. But anyway, this has been Obscure Depths. Have a good weekend.